Good morning, boys and girls. We're on page 119. Make sure you are drawing a tape diagram and number line to solve. Fill in the blanks that follow. So for part A, they asked you to divide 3 divided by 1/3. So to solve for this, what I did is I multiplied 3 times 3, 1. Now, those are the two things that you need to change. You need to change your division sign into a multiplication sign. And then you are going to change your you're going to flip your numbers 1/3 to 3/1. Now you're wondering, why am I flipping the number? So when you're dividing something, you're doing the opposite of actually multiplying, right? Your numbers are not going to get larger, your numbers are going to get smaller when you divide. So in this case, you're splitting it into 1/3, which means you're splitting it into thirds. So that's what you're doing here. You're splitting, instead of 1/3, you're splitting the number into thirds. So 3 times 3 is equal to 9, 1 times 1 is equal to 1, and your final answer is 9, because 9 divided by 1 is equal to 9. So that means that there are 3/3 in one whole. There are 9/3 in 3 wholes, and if 3 is 1/3, what is the whole? That would be 9. So here is my tape diagram, and here's my number line. Notice that the tape diagram is taking 1/3. So I'm going to highlight that for you to see. 1/3 of 1. And over here, you notice that the number line is being split into thirds as well. You see 1/3, 2/3. This one is 3/3, 4/3, 5/3, 6/3, 7/3, 8/3, 9/3. So that's how it would look on a number line if you were to represent it that way. For problem B, we have 3 divided by 1/4. So I'm going to be flipping 1/4 to 4/1, or 4. And I am changing my division sign into a multiplication sign. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 1 is 1. 12 divided by 1 is equal to 12. So there are 4/4 in one whole. There are 12/4 in 3 wholes. And if 3 is 1/4, what is the whole? 12. So this is 1/4 of one whole, which is 3. So if I were to put this on a number line, that means that I'm dividing all of my numbers into fourths, because you're dividing by 1/4. So if you notice here, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, and so on. For problem C, you have 4 divided by 1/3. First, flip the division sign into a multiplication sign, and flip 1/3 into 3/3, because you're dividing by 3. So 4 times 3 is equal to 12, and 1 times 1 is equal to 1. You have 12 divided by 1, which is equal to 12. So there are 3/3 in one whole. There are 12/3 in 4 wholes. If 4 is 1/3, what is the whole? That would be 12. So if you notice here, we have 4, which is 1/3 of 1 that we're looking for. This is also the number line. It is being divided into fourths. For problem D, we have 5 divided by 1/4. We are going to flip the division sign to a multiplication sign, and you are going to change 1/4 to 4/1. And 5 times 4 is equal to 20. 1 times 1 is equal to 1. So you have 20 divided by 1, which is equal to 20. So there are 4/4 in one whole. There are 20/4 in 5 wholes. If 5 is 1/4, what is the whole? That is going to be 20. So right here you have 1/4 of 5. Now we're going to turn the page. If you notice, this number line is being divided into fourths. For this page, they only ask you to divide and then multiply to check. So here is my division. And if you want to check, what you would do is you would multiply your number 2 and 4. And you would get, but we're just going to divide for now. So we have here, we're multiplying our numerator, and then you're multiplying your denominator. So 2 times 4 is equal to 8, and 1 times 1 is equal to 1. 8 divided by 1 is equal to 8. On this problem right here, we have 6 divided by 1/2. We have 6 times 2 is equal to 12, and 1 times 1 is equal to 1. 12 divided by 1 gives you 12. For this one, don't forget you're switching your division sign into a multiplication sign, and 1/4 changes to 4 over 1. So we have 5 times 4, which is equal to 20, and 1 times 1 is equal to 1. So we have 20 divided by 1, which is equal to 20. Over here, we have 5 divided by 1/8. You're going to change your division sign into a multiplication sign. 1/8 changes to 8 over 1. So now we're going to multiply. 5 times 8 is equal to 40, and 1 times 1 is equal to 1. So 40 divided by 1 gives you 40. Over here, we have 6 divided by 1/3. Change your division sign into a multiplication sign. 8 times 3 is equal to 18. 1 times 1 is equal to 1. So 18 divided by 1 gives you 18. Over here, we have 3 divided by 1/6. You're going to change your division sign into multiplication. 1/6 into 6 over 1. So I'm multiplying 3 times 6, which is equal to 18, and 1 times 1, which is equal to 1. So I have 18 divided by 1, which gives you 18. And then for G, we have 6 times 5, which is equal to 30, and then 1 times 1, which is equal to 1. So 6 times 5 is equal to 30, and 1 times 1, which is equal to 1. So we have 30 divided by 1, which gives you 30. Next, we have 6 divided by 1/10. So we're going to multiply 6 times 1, which is equal to 6 times 10, which is equal to 60. And we have 1 as our denominator, so that gives us 60 divided by 1 is equal to 60. For part 3, a principal orders 8 sub sandwiches. For a teacher's meeting, she cuts the subs into thirds and puts the mini subs onto a tray. How many mini subs are on the tray? So we have 8 subs, so that means that you have 8 sandwiches. And what she did was she cut all of those 8 pieces into thirds. So if you want to draw it out, you can, but this is what it looks like. One sandwich, she cuts it into 3 pieces. So if you have 3 pieces times 8, you would get 24. So that's what's going on here. 8 times 3 is equal to 24. And 1 times 1 is equal to 1. So there are going to be 24 mini subs on the tray. Over here, we have some students prepare 3 different snacks. They make 1/8 pound of nut mix, 1/4 pounds of cherries, and 1/6 pounds of dried fruit. If they buy 3 pounds of the nut mix, 5 pounds of the cherries, and 4 pounds of the dried fruit, how many of each type of snack will be able to make? So right here, I'm going to be highlighting 1/8. It says right here of nut mix, and they're multiplying it times 3. So that's where I'm getting my numbers from, 3 times 1/8. The next one they have is the pounds of cherries, which is 1/4. And it says 5 pounds of cherries. So I'm multiplying it times 5. And the very last one, we have 4 divided by 1/6. So I am going to be highlighting that one. We have 1/6 right here. And it says 4 pounds of dried fruit. So now I'm going to multiply. 3 times 8, let me choose a different number, or color, sorry. 3 times 8 is equal to 24, and we have 1 times 1, which is equal to 1. So 24 divided by 1 is equal to 24. 5 times 4 is equal to 20, and 1 times 1 is equal to 1. And the last one, we have 4 times 6 is equal to 24, and 1 times 1 is equal to 1. And that is all for today.